Hello, this is Alex. I'm going to do part 5 of the walkthrough of the game now, playthrough of the game. So, excuse me. So I've unlocked everything so far then. I've got the 5 letters from the secret levels and I've got the 4 rubies. So this is the final build of the game as well now, with no bugs as far as I know. So I've got no saves or anything like that now, or no level skip, so I have to do this properly. I'm going to try and talk a little bit more about some of the stuff and about, well, some more details of the game, because I felt like I missed a lot of stuff out in the previous videos, and I'm going to probably redo them because there's been some things changed as well in the final code. So this is the jungle chapter now. The jungle chapter, my original sort of design intentions for this whole chapter was for it to be very sort of puzzly, well, much more puzzly than the other levels, rather than having them as pure sort of skill and action. I wanted this to be more puzzly, and it is in some of the levels. You know, this is when I'm recording, I just screw up every time. But it's maybe not as puzzly as I first thought for, but I mean, a lot of the levels have been scrapped actually within this chapter. Mainly, I mean, a lot of that was to do with, I just got sick of playing them, but it's for the best, I think. They didn't feel right in the end. So this level, if you miss the key first, the key's put there deliberately in an easy place, because the only way you can get the ruby is by not getting the key, because it opens up an exit portal on the platform that you need to get to the ruby. Oh Jesus, I can't do it. This is quite a tricky level actually. This was made harder. I had, oh Jesus, I had like timed spikes that came in and out of the platforms, but I took them out. I felt like it was a bit too unfair for this chapter. So the ruby's there to get your timing right for that jump. I knew I'd missed that. Every jump really, you need to get them like the max momentum out of them for each jump in this level. It's a tricky one. So the background is inspired by a game called Flashback on the Mega Drive, which was one of my favourite games as a kid. Very cool graphics for the time. First game that kind of show off sort of cutscenes in a game on a 16-bit cartridge. Like they were good, well graphic, and there's a remake of that coming out now on Xbox Live and probably some other marketplaces too. So this level I'm going to, and this background as well, by the way, is inspired by Sonic on the 8-bit systems, on the Master System and the Game Gear. So I'm going to miss out the gem because there's a secret level on this level, and you cannot. Oh my god, can't believe that just happened. If you turn into Boris, you can't get the gem, so you need to stay as Philip. So I put the secret thing in a place where you can see it easily, but you won't. But if you went to the bottom as Boris, and you'd have to, if you wanted it, you'd have to restart the level and sort of use your head to think, oh well, there's only Philip can reach that. Seem to be getting a little tiny bit of lag in some places, maybe something to do with the recording. I've also noticed that when I play back these videos, so you need to be Philip there, look. When I play back these videos, it's not in a widescreen, because this monitor I'm using is not widescreen. I'm thinking it's something to do with that, so I'm due a new monitor soon, so I'll probably re-record them. This first jump is really difficult. There's a little kind of trick to doing it. If you fall like that and go forward just a little bit, and just get your double jump perfect, that's what I've kind of figured out. And that platform underneath is kind of put there to trick you, because there's no way you can make that jump by using that platform. And this is a tricky jump too. It's just, this level's just sort of, I think it's 5 or 6 very hard jumps. But it is the secret level. As I explained earlier, it's supposed to be hard. Once you get these out of the way, you're okay. Because this one you can do in one jump like that, and then you have to be careful on that last jump too. that's that done. So now we have to redo this level again, but obviously collect the gem this time. This is it's starting to get a lot more difficult by this chapter now. This is where I start, you know, utilising all the mechanics as much as I can and designing the levels in a hard but not unfair way. I've tried to keep the game throughout the whole game, everything to be fair, like fair challenge. I don't like it when things pop out of nowhere and kill you. I've tried to avoid that as much as possible. I really hate it when I get so far in a game and something just pops out of nowhere and kills me, and I'm just like, well, that was, you know, that's not fun. So I've got the gem. So this is one of those puzzly levels I was sort of talking about. This would confuse you a little bit, this level, to think like, where the hell am I going? I mean, you've got to jump there and then get on this platform. There's a lot of sort of blind jumps in it, but it's just one room, slightly stretched, the view. So, and then you go that way, and you're back as Philip now. You can't, you can only go to the view on these platforms like that, outside the view. So that's that level. It's fairly easy, but it can be quite tricky if you don't know what you're doing. I had fun making that level, and there's no way you can do that level in any other way as far as I'm aware. Every jump is like set out so you just can't reach it unless you do it that way. This is more of a skill-based level. It's quite challenging, this level, but this is one level that I'm really happy with. I can play this a million times and still enjoy it. This level's quite a tricky one. Originally I had spikes on the bottom there, so you had to hover while you were dodging that like that, but I felt it was too hard, so I took it out. And originally it turned into Boris there, but because I made it so that when you collected these that they disappeared, I had to add another one in, so I made it Philip. And what else? There was something else different at the bottom. There was a spike on this jump, like on the top left up there. I took it out, it just felt a little bit too much for this level. At this point in the game. I didn't want it to be too hard by chapter 5. This is a double level. This one, like, I see I've hidden the ruby underneath there. The only way you can get that ruby in view is by going to the bottom there like I did, and then you can grab the gem with Philip, Petrie, sorry. It looks a tiny little bit squashed on the images on this level. That's because it's originally, the view had to be bigger, but I've made the view but then ported it to the screen smaller. It's so that I wanted every single screen in the game to be the same size, the same viewport, because I'm just like weird about stuff like that. I like everything to be sort of like neat and perfect. So I had to make a few little sacrifices. This is from one of the, like I did when I was making the game early on. I made mistakes that I didn't realise were mistakes until later. I mean, I've done the same thing God knows how many times in this level, looking back at some of the very first sort of prototypes and stuff like that. Like I must have tiled the jungle like more than 12 times, I'd say, like the whole thing. And then, you know, moving objects around, and I've just redone the same thing a lot of times because I've kind of learned as I've gone along. So I mean if I was to start the game now, I reckon I could finish it in half the time, maybe less. This is quite a long, hard level. I'm using the joypad there and it snapped back. Be much better with a D-pad really. I'm using an Xbox controller. Oh, that was close. So this is quite a long, hard level, but it's not. It's long, but it's not too difficult. But you can get caught out at the top. Yeah, you need to be careful at the top. These things can be a bit of a nightmare too. Yeah, you gotta watch that jump. If you jump too far, you're gonna hit that plant. So, and this jump as well, you can see there's a spike going in there. I thought it was going to get me there, I really thought it was going to get me. And then because we're getting ready to go into the new chapter now, so I've sort of showed you the new tile sets. This is the worst part. If this guy gets you, I know he's going to get me now because I'm recording it. Yeah. Oh, I've done it. Luckily. God, he's scary, that guy. I've changed all the font at the bottom of these because I felt it was too squashed before. And that's just the silly little hints and stuff that I put in. They actually stop after this chapter. That's in the code for them to stop because I thought like I didn't want them in every single chapter. This is another super level because obviously I'll cock that up. I mean, you can do this different ways. You can actually wait and can go on that platform to the right there on the bottom and jump over there, but that's a little quicker way. And it's the same with that ruby up here. If you're quick, you can get it that way, or you can go all the way around, which leaves you just enough time. But obviously I'm going to go for the easier way, and I've just hit the last spike. Well done, Alex. You see, I've got Super Boris in the heads-up display now. He's looking a bit mean. I like the little bits of artwork that I did for the heads-up display. Again, you got to be quick on this level with the timer because it doesn't leave you much time for error. There we go. He kind of glides, Super Boris, as he goes down. That's what I wanted his controls. I spent a long time on his controls. I feel like he is super and he's really quick and he glides, so you've got time to think about what you're doing as he comes down. So yeah, that's enough about that. As you can see, Hector just gets more and more peeved off throughout the game, and he taunts you more and more. I tried to give him stupid little catchphrases as well for each chapter, like "Your journey ends here," you know, like the 80s thing that I was talking about earlier. Like Shreddy used to say, "Tonight I'll be dining on turtle soup" and stuff like that. And I used to think that was really funny because he's such a goofball. But yeah, this guy's pretty pissed. I will be respected, and he always does a stupid laugh where he goes "Gah ha ha." That was kind of inspired from someone in Final Fantasy VII. I think he was called Hidega or something. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he worked with the Shinra Corporation, and he was just a dick, and it reminded me of his laugh. Because Rufus tells him to shut up his stupid horse laugh or something. So this tarantula guy, you just need to learn his pattern basically and not die like I keep doing. And those, you got to watch out for those thorns on the roof. They're a bit sneaky. So he's going to throw his projectiles now, but I'm going to risk it and jump over that way, and it worked out. Oh, that didn't work out. The idea is you get all the switches and it causes those spikes on the left hand side to hit him. You got to hit him with the spikes. Oh, not doing very well so far. Hopefully get it this time. Oh, got it this time. I'm going to concentrate now. Yeah, he's quite a fiddly boss, but you only need to hit him once. Luckily, you don't need to hit him 3 times. That's why I haven't put a heads-up display. I didn't feel like it was necessary. The best thing to do there is just wait for him, jump over him, and he's going to come down now, and I'm going to hit him. Oh, yep, I got him. Alright, brilliant. Okay, well that's the end of chapter 5, and I'll leave it at the end of this video for now, and I'll make a new one for chapter 6.